Hey, aloha everybody. Eric West here, hawaiirealestate.org. We're back again. I told you guys, every day until October 15th and beyond. I think we're going to have to go beyond. It's a beautiful day here in paradise, shooting from West Maui, Kapalua. Sun is getting ready to set. Today's going to be a little different than most days, because I want you guys to see the difference between mainland and Maui, okay? Because this is a Monday, but it's decompression, right? It's not what you're used to. Mondays here are just kind of like Saturdays, kind of like Sundays, kind of like Wednesdays. Decompression. And it's sunset right now, so what's a better time to decompress? So we're gonna do sort of like one of those YouTube Zen videos. We're just gonna chill out, listen to the doves, watch the sun go down. It's going to be good. If you're new to the channel, my name's Eric West. I'm all about teaching you everything there is to know about Hawaii and its real estate, but sometimes you can't find the listing. I've committed to bringing you Maui every day for two reasons. Number one, to draw awareness to the need for food donations. So if you haven't done it yet, please Google up Maui food line. Matter of fact, I noticed on YouTube that is now a autofill. So when something gets autofilled, that means a lot of people are searching for it. So thank you so much. If you haven't seen it yet, please type in Maui food line, watch the video, let your heart be stirred, and share the video so other people's heart will be stirred, and maybe they'll donate to mauifoodbank.org and to draw awareness to coming to Maui for vacation. Our economy is going to reboot again here in just a few days. I'm encouraging people to make their travel plans, to come over here. This place is normal. Matter of fact, it's the most normal place I've been in the last 90 days. I was on the mainland for about 70 days, so I'm speaking from personal knowledge and experience. This is normal here, right? What's going on over there? This is normal. This is good. So let's check it out. We're just going to go for a spin. We're just going to enjoy. So a lot of you folks are maybe thinking about moving here, coming here on vacation. I'm just giving you a little window. This is just an average day, just an average Monday. Weather was like this all day long, blue skies. The trade winds are a little settled right now, so it's very calm right now, which is nice, but very comfortable. I'm not hot. I'm like, I could run around with board shorts right now without a shirt, and I would feel perfect. So let's go for a little cruise. Where are we at right now? We are in Kapalua. On the golf course, obviously. We're looking at the island of Lanai right there. That's a beautiful palm tree. Thumbs up if you love palm trees, I do. That's a bird. One of my favorite times of the day right now is when the sun's going down and everything's coming home to roost. This is about the time your mom would start to call you in, right? Come in for dinner. But you're still playing, you're still sweating, you're still having a good time. You're like, no, Mom, 10 more minutes. Birds are coming in to roost, and it's just the energy of the day burns off and you kind of transition. It's that transitioning. I love the transitions. Golfing is amazing. What a great sport. What a beautiful sport to play. Like other sports are cool, but golf completely immerses you in a new world. And that world is called frustration. No, I'm just kidding. I couldn't resist. It can be a very frustrating sport. Hey, look at that. It's just, the sun's just peeking on the edge of Lanai right now. But golf courses are amazing refuges for people. And Maui has some of the best. If you live in Kapalua or Kapalua, you're within a short 5-minute drive of four amazing courses. Plantation course, Bay course, and of course here in Kapalua we have two 18-hole courses available for your golfing pleasure. The neighborhood I'm adjoining right now is called Kapalua Golf Estates. It's a gated community. And if you want to come stay here on vacation, right over here is the International Colony Club. Kanapali Plantation. So 2 condos you can stay in. And up here on the left is the Vintage, which is a long-term townhome condo complex. And we're just going to head down to Kanapali because I want to show you, if you live here, you're just so close. And I am going to actually, I've discovered something. Keeping these videos going after October 15th is actually way more important than before. It just dawned on me. It just hit me. It's like people want to see what is actually open and what's actually happening. So I think I just committed myself to continuing these little excursions. Not too many cars on the street here. This is the main entry into Kanapali Golf Estates. It's a little bridge that comes up from the Kanapali Resort area. A lot of people don't know about this little bridge access. And they've already shut down the golf course path here, so I need to jump off real quick. By the way, for those of you that are curious, I'm on my kids' one wheel. I bought it for my kids, but it's a cool way to shoot video that's very calm and kind of get around and show people the island in a fast way. Look at these beautiful bougainvilleas right here. One of my favorite plants. Flowering. They grow. They like the dry. The less water and soil, the better. They just, and they're just gorgeous. So there you can see the highway. This is the main highway in West Maui. Quite empty right now. There's the Kanapali shuttle. I was just sharing with some of my clients today that you do have some nice public transportation. If you're up in Kapalua, there's a Kapalua shuttle. Takes you from the condos to all the beaches. If you're in Kanapali, we have the Kanapali shuttle. And of course, Maui does have its own bus system. You can get to the other side if you're a senior for $1. That's pretty good. You don't want to be in a hurry, obviously, but... So we're just going to cross over right here. And yes, we're going to be down at the water in just a few minutes. Here's some folks finishing up a little evening round. Got the kids out, little youth. Hello. So the hotels we're looking at right now, condominiums, hotels. Over here we have Black Rock Sheraton, KBH, Kanapali Beach Hotel. Those 2 towers right there, the Whaler. Thumbs up. Shout out for any of these places of lodging that maybe you've stayed. You'd like to hit in the comments section. Of course, Whaler's Village, the shopping center right there. After that, we've got the Westin, the Hyatt, Kanapali Ali'i, Hyatt Westin. I don't know. There's a the Marriott in there as well. I know many of you are timeshare members of both Marriott and Westin. Fantastic organizations, beautiful properties. If you ever come here though, you stay at a Westin, make sure you get the actual street address so you don't get deposited at one of the many Westins. And if you're in the wrong spot, that can be a little frustrating. Over here we have the condos known as the Kanapali Royal. And a beautiful sunset with the clouds getting blown up right now with some beautiful color. So if you live in this area, you don't necessarily have to one wheel around. You can just hike. Or walk, I should say. Beautiful place to go for walks. Lots of sidewalks and people cruising around. The golf course is pretty relaxed. You can usually take a walk on it at night. In the evening, I should say. And I might just go through Whalers Show you guys what's going on there. I shoot these videos, I don't know what I'm gonna run into. I haven't pre-planned the voyage at all. I have sort of an idea, but I discover things just like you do and go, wow. Oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to tell you. The other night, guess what's open? Guess. Chemo's. Chemo's is open! Yeah! Thumbs up if you love Chemo's. It's my favorite restaurant. They're open. So what does that mean? That means TS Restaurants is winding up. They own all of them, you know, Leilani's, Duke's, the whole mess. Fantastic organization. My opinion, the best restaurateurs on Maui. Thank goodness for those guys. They stepped the game up here many years ago. Okay, so if I go into the Whaler, I could get in trouble. They don't like the one wheel, but I'm gonna go for it. And then I'm gonna tell you guys a cool little story when we get down to the beach that I think you're gonna enjoy. A life-changing story, really. That I did kind of pre-plan. And it has to do with Maui, has to do with Hawaii, obviously. See, there's that bus I was telling you about. That's the Maui bus there. Got his mask on. Sephora. Makeup for the ladies. So this is where they do the movie night for kids right here. It's a beautiful little scene for the family. They set the big screen up over here. Now they set up all these little chairs. You can come down here and eat and hang out and watch kid movies. It's really fun. Eyledge Vintage Coffee, Honolulu Cookie, best sampled cookies in the world. Looking a little quiet right now. I didn't expect much. All right, we're almost there. Thumbs up if you love Choice Bar. Ono Gelato. See, now normally, guys, if you haven't been to Maui, this would be full of people right now. Be full. I mean, just they'd all be waiting in line to get into Monkey Pod. Thumbs up for Monkey Pod. Beepers going off. Everyone's taking pictures. There's 20 people standing out here watching the sun go down. Leilani's would have a big line right here. Thumbs up if you love Leilani's. Best fish tacos on Maui, in my humble opinion. Over here we have Hula Grill. Pretty soon we're going to be right up in that water. Security guard didn't get me. Leilani's on the beach, and of course there's Leilani's up top, which is more of the formal dining. We'll head down here. Gotta take the one wheel with me. They cost around $2,200, so yeah, don't want to leave that one laying around. So here we are, beautiful Kanapali Beach. Right there you're looking at Black Rock, Kanapali Sheraton, just to sort of orientate you. And we'll head down for a little last minute sunset. Now if you look over here, you can see it's really getting nice and colorful right there. There is one tree down there that blows up with birds that go off. Maybe we'll head down there in a bit, but it's a nice tree because the birds are just going crazy. We have some kids skimming on the sand. So there's what? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can count like almost 10 people right now. It's crazy. 2 in the water. The south swell just ended. We've got no waves right now. So one of the things that you've probably noticed about Maui sunsets over the years, if you've been here on vacation, is sometimes, right, they blow up. Like right now you can see this is kind of starting to happen back here a little bit. And so sometimes you think the sunset is over, and then lo and behold, boom, it just explodes into this awesome, like a firework of light. It's really cool. So I don't know if that's going to happen or not. It's hard to know. Sometimes it just dies out like a fire that just dies and it just goes. But sometimes all of a sudden, if anyone knows what that phenomenon is, I'd love to know what causes that. If it's dust particles in the air or a certain angle of the stratosphere or atmosphere, but you can see it's really starting to blow up back in here. So that's a good sign. If it's starting back there already, it could all of a sudden happen, but I don't know. I give it a 50% chance tonight. So I'd like to say thank you to everyone that's been reaching out and expressing their concern for the locals, for the need for food donations, and everyone that's contributed to the Maui Food Bank. I really, really appreciate that. You just don't know the amount of support that's happening right now for that effort, and I'm so thankful. And a lot of people have been telling me that they have decided to come to Maui. They were on the fence. They weren't sure. They were going to cancel, and these videos have given them a level of comfort that it's okay, it's normal, it's no big deal, everything's looking all right. So that's good to know that we've created some business here for the islands that otherwise might have not come. And like I've said in previous videos, I think it's a great opportunity. I mean, honestly, looking back now and reflecting, having been here for almost 10 years, the flow of individuals, people that are here on a daily basis, it's a lot. So now all of a sudden you go, wow, to have not many folks, to have that many fish in the sea right now that have been unhindered since March. So it's an opportunity, right? I don't think you're going to experience Hawaii like you would if you came here in the next 2 or 3 months. You're just never going to experience it again in your lifetime. It won't happen. I think we'll go back to normal. We'll have, 6,000 people a day landing here on Maui. And, it'll still be awesome, don't get me wrong. But how nice is it to know that you can come here right now and sort of have a little piece of your paradise all to yourself? I mean, that's not every day. That's a huge opportunity in my opinion. So I take advantage of it if you feel the call, And that kind of brings me to my story, actually. It's a good segue. I personally believe, and I'm going to get a little deep here, so excuse me. If you can't handle it, you might want to tune out right now. It's a little depth right now coming at you. And the depth is this. I truly believe this. I believe this about real estate as well. I'll tie it into real estate. I don't believe that you sell anybody a piece of real estate. It's not like you point out all the features and they go, oh yeah, now I want it. I believe just like coming to anywhere on earth, any spot on earth that you end up, I believe you're called to that spot. There's something in your soul that says, I belong here. And just like a home, I mean, the home is like the spot in the spot, so that's intense. That's like where you live, that's where you rest your head, that's where you find your peace, that's your home. So selling a piece of real estate to somebody is not selling them. I'm helping them find what they've been called to find. And I don't say that lightly. I say that with all of the depth of the mystery that I don't understand it. I don't understand why I'm standing here right now. I don't. But I know I am, and I know I felt called to come here. I know that. And I'm glad, because what a great place to get called to come, And you might not be called to come here. You might be called to go to Detroit, I mean, I hope not, right? For your sake. If you're from Detroit, don't take it personally. We got to pick on Detroit a little bit, right? But you kind of get what I'm saying. It's a calling. And with that, part of the reason I felt I got called here is because I was sort of your typical corporate guy, sitting in traffic every day for 2 or 3 hours, working in an office, breathing reconditioned air, going to meetings, making great money. But when I came here, I just went, you know, I just decompressed. And I felt like I hadn't felt like since I was 10. I don't know if it was the salt air, I don't know what it was. I just had an energy again, and I had a peace, and I just felt, and you know, it was funny. I remember I thought to myself, once I got here, I thought, that's one thought. I thought wild horses couldn't drag me off of this island. People go, oh, you get island fever? I'm like, no, I get mainland fever, bad. I get on the mainland and I'm like, my goodness gracious, how do these people do it? I say, where's the sunset? Where's the surf? Why is there so many cars? Why are they going 80 miles an hour? Why are there big semi-trucks that if they just moved over 1 foot, they would kill you? There's people defecating in the street. I mean, I love America, don't get me wrong. But man, it's gotten kind of crazy. So when I was able to punch out and make this my reality, I didn't care what the cost was. I wanted it for myself. I wanted it for my family. But you know what's funny? That's not even the story I was going to tell you. The story I was going to tell you was about my dad. So my dad moved here, right? He kind of figured out like, my son really thinks this place is cool. Maybe I could come check it out. So he finally moved here. And his story, and this is true, after being here for just, I don't even know where the camera is, after being here for just a few months, he was able to get off of his high blood pressure medication. He was able to not use an oxygen tank to breathe. And he was on a treadmill. And we're talking about a man that wasn't exercising, that was laying in bed, like suffering at a high altitude in Colorado. So ultimately, it saved his life. And I can tell you that story has been told many, many times by people that move here. There is a health that comes with Hawaii. There just is. There's so many people that have heard that story. They've come off their medications, the stress level drops. I mean, stress is huge, you know? So a lot of people out there in this world, they might have money, they might think that they're rich, but if you don't have your health, if you don't have your sanity, if you don't have that feeling inside of peace, there's a lot of different elements to wealth besides income and money. It's everything. It's your health, it's your mental state, it's your safety, it's how you spend your hours, it's the people that you're in a relationship with. I mean, I could go on. And I'm not saying Maui, Hawaii solves all of your problems, but if you're called to this place, then I believe that's part of the puzzle. There's other things you'll have to work out when you get here, I promise. Right? There is no one thing fixes everything. But for me, this was a big piece of my puzzle. And when I was where I lived before this, I just never felt like I wanted to be there. And when I got here, I never felt like I wanted to leave. That's just the truth. Some people get here and they do leave. Matter of fact, it's a very common lore, if you will, on Maui that when you move here, many people get ejected within a year or two. They say if you survive 2 years, not survive, but if you're here for 2 years, you'll probably stay for a very, very long time. But that first 1 or 2 years is kind of, the testing period of some kind. I don't even understand it. There's a lot of people that'll get into the whole metaphysical, spiritual kind of stuff about it. I don't. I just say, you know what? You either know it or you don't. You feel it, Maui lets you in, or it just pushes you right out. And that is true. So, anyway, the health aspects of Hawaii. I made a video, matter of fact, I'll put a link in the description. It's called The 10 Things That You Need to Know Nobody Will Tell You About Hawaii. I can't remember what I called it. But anyway, it's a video that I talk about after having lived here for, I think at that time, 6 or 7 years. I thought, what is it that I would like to have told myself before I came here? And so I just sat down with a piece of paper and wrote down like 10 things. I'm like, yep, And so part of that is, I believe you'll get healthier. And there's some pragmatic, practical things in there as well, right? It's not all this deep stuff, but the bottom line is, this is a special place. If you've ever read the book Hawaii, that's a great book by James Michener. Thumbs up for James Michener. I have read a lot of Michener's works. He really explains Maui well. from the beginning of time. You know what I mean? He starts at the beginning. That guy knows how to write a story. But I'm pretty sure that Hawaii was saved for last. The last place. In other words, God kept this place free of human beings longer than any other place on earth. And if you think about it, everything that's here had to get here by some crazy chance. A bird flew in a storm and got lost, and he took a little poo-poo and there was a little seed in there and it dropped, and then that grew a plant. It's just fascinating. Hawaii is fascinating. The fact that it exists, that there's things that are here that got here somehow. And that's the story for me. It's like, how do people get here? It's just the wind of life brings you here and deposits you, and then you're a seed in this tapestry of Hawaii. Man, that sunset's looking pretty amazing right now to me. This little ember of sun. And then the final thing, I'll end on this, is I really wanted my kids to experience this. I wanted them to look back on their childhood someday and think to themselves, man, that was cool. Thanks, Dad. You know, we had fun. We weren't just like going to the mall. You know, we weren't just like hanging out in some little cul-de-sac, you know, with chains around or going, you know. I wanted them to look back on their childhood and think to themselves, that was awesome. I can't wait to go back and surf. And I'm so excited that I got to have a cool childhood. And that's what I wanted to give them. And I hope that they got that. And the schools aren't that bad, you know. You teach what you teach your kids at home. That's where the lessons need to come from. Because trust me, the school systems, even at the highest levels, are teaching some pretty, you know, outlandish stuff these days. So don't count on them. The values come from the family. And so I just wanted them to have a good time on the surf, and I think they have. So anyway, thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. If you've enjoyed this video, I'd love a thumbs up, a share, and a subscribe. And again, please watch the Maui Food Line video. Share it if you can, give if you can, and hit me in the comment section with anything you'd like to see in this video series, and I look forward to the next one. So once again, aloha from Maui, Eric West out until tomorrow. And there's no button there. Can I see it? I don't have my glasses on. I'm about to get with water. My gosh, the pressure. Aloha.